Hey, yo, one more win for the good guys. Another episode of the Superflex Fantasy Football Show, live and direct. It's me, Kez Canuck, doing the G darn thing here for you tonight. Gonna be rolling solo for the better part of the show, I assume, unless my boy D does make it in to jump in. We might have an appearance from Nomad as well. That being said, let's get down to brass tacks. Another interesting week in fantasy football and in the NFL across the board. Sheesh. Really good showing from my team in a decimated defense, and over Aaron Rodgers, who decided not to play and was left on the sidelines to lose, which was great. It wasn't quite the retribution which I was expecting or hoping for, but I'll take it. Bears win, baby. Bears win. Win streak continues on. Bears are now 8-3. Among other things, all kinds of fun happened this week. Lackluster Kansas City showing. The Detroit Kitties barely scraped past Jameis Winston and I don't know what you call the New York Giants this past week, but there's a conversation started right there. So let's get down to brass tacks a little bit and see what we shall see. Because boy, some of stuff went down this weekend was wild and crazy, especially that Giants situation. Speaking of all of that, before we get too deep into it, welcome to homie D Nice to the stage. You ready to go?
Yes, indeed, man.
Man, my bad.
Nah, you good. What's good with you, kids?
Man, I'm surviving, especially in fantasy football. It's probably the best word I can use. 1 out of 2 teams is okay, just scraping into the playoffs. If I sustained another loss this week, it would have been problematic. But 1 out of 2 ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? 50
5 in advance, baby.
50-50, man. But man, my team is shutting it down with respect to points. We're putting mad points up over the past 2 weeks, and this is in my Superflex league. But my Superflex team, my standard Superflex team against y'all, man, things ain't looking great, man. Things are not looking super positive. I've made some moves here and there. Shout out to the immortal Notch, who somehow gets them waiver wire gems every week, and I think it's just because he watches the show. But I'll shut up. You know what I mean? He scrapes by. He finds some beauty on that waiver wire and does some damage with it. My major malfunction is twofold. A, Jaden Daniels should have known. B, Bucky Irving, man. I've been holding on to Bucky Irving all this time because I don't know what's going on this season. There's been like Jaden and Bucky are good, are a good conversation piece to have, because both of these guys, their respective teams have been like, yeah, we're not putting them on IR. They'll be back. I'm just saying, like, sooner or later, we're going to play them. They'll be fine. They'll be back. Bucky Irvin's been out for, I believe, 5 or 6 weeks running.
It's been longer than that, kids, feel like to me, because I got him on one of my fantasy teams too, and I ain't seen that joke since week 3, I don't believe.
Yeah, let's be real about that one. So weeks 1, 2, and 3 was great, and then nothing since. So thank goodness for my waiver wire forte and being able to find Rachaad White in 1 out of 2 of my leagues. Unfortunately, not both of them, because I'll miss you, Bucky. I don't know what else to say, Bucky. Bucky's gone. He's being listed as out. He's not listed as going on IR, which means I could then designate him to my IR slot. No such luck. I gotta waste either you drop him or you waste waste the bench slot. So I've been wasting and holding on to this guy, expecting him to come back, and he just hasn't. Exact same story for RG3 right now, especially. So I have him in both leagues. the saving grace in the Superflex league. The saving grace there is that I was able to find Drake May on waivers. Like, believe it or not, Drake May was sitting around. I found him, and he's been holding it down for me in a major way. On my other league, shoot, I had I've just, and this is the true Superflex, the gangster league. I've had to go back and forth with just waiver wire gem quarterbacks while Jaden Daniels decides, why the Washington Commanders decide whether Jaden Daniels should be on IR, whether he's coming back or what. So it's a problem. Again, thank goodness for Joe Flacco. Big shout out to the homie Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett's been holding me down for a couple of weeks, so big love, and that's why I've had him on a couple of the thumbnails there. He's held me down. He played a great game this weekend too. And what was wild this weekend was it was my two backup quarterbacks against each other because I decided I didn't trust the Joe Flacco thing this week. So I have 4 QBs in this Superflex league right now, which is just crazy. So Daniel's on the bench hurt. Joe Flacco, I was like, I don't trust it this week because I think Joe Burrow's coming back. Let me just see who else is out there.
Yeah.
When I grabbed Trevor Lawrence because he existed on waivers. Grabbed Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence also put up a decent game, 20 points plus. So I can't complain with what wound up going down. But man, it's injuries everywhere, and what do you do?
Yeah, I think the guys in our Superflex league, man, they just be grabbing people to keep other people from getting them.
Sometimes that's what happens, man. Our league is one league. The gangster league is notorious for that, especially the Viking Ninja. You know who you are, Viking Ninja. You are the worst for it. Viking Ninja and I went back and forth this week because he's an Eagles fan, and it started with, "Hey, thanks for the season so far. You've been killing my teams. The teams in my division." I was like, "Same to you, man. Thanks for crushing the Eagles, the Lions. Thanks for that." And then it was immediately on site, right? Like we got these Eagles on. We got these Eagles on Friday in a short.
Yeah.
It should be interesting, man.
It should be, man. I'm excited for the challenge, man. A lot of people are, already counting us out with that. The Eagles, one of them teams, is either they're gonna really run roughshod on us, or they're gonna lose mightily, man.
Yeah, and that's kind of what he alluded to. Like he didn't. It was just like me and him have always had good football conversations, man, and. What he was saying was they tend not to play a full 4 quarters of a football game. And I was like, snap, that's really interesting to hear because that's what I saw against the Cowboys this past week.
Well, if you remember week one, Dallas should have beat them week 1. If you remember how week 1 went, Dallas should have beat them week 1. So it's just one of the things when Cowboys and Eagles match up. It's just, that division situation. So, I'm not, the game is the game, but I'm not finna sit up here and say I'm not gonna be upset if the Bears lose just because I'm avoiding a letdown. I think that's the biggest crock of stuff, you know what I'm saying, that you can deal out. You know what I mean? Just say you don't believe in the team and let it be that. You around here talking scared because if I feel like they're gonna lose, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. You can't win them all.
No, you can't.
This is a winnable game. This is a very winnable game.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, let me rephrase now and be like line of sight with what you just said. Coming into this season, I had this marked as a loss. Don't get me wrong. Now, at this present time, I think we can pull this one out, brother. I think we can pull this one out. I think it's going to be much like these last few football games. I do not expect a blowout or anything to that effect. Bronze. I'm not sure how you want me to pronounce that, but
Mm.
about as close as I'm going to get. He's asking to trade Dowdle for Travion Henderson.
Ooh.
So
Two guys that's on kind of a heater a little bit, man. Last few games, both guys been cooking, but it comes down to the opportunities at the end of the day. Do you feel like Dowdle will have more opportunities than Travion Henderson? Because I think right now the Patriots are into throwing the football, so and the Carolina Panthers have to run the football. They have to because their quarterback doesn't put fear into anybody, man. Unfortunately.
so well said, man. We're gonna start this out with a shout out to sleeper.com. Big ups to Sleeper. Thanks again for all of your love and support and for building this awesome platform that we lean on. That being said, yeah. First thing to say, the Patriots are on bye week in week 14. So that is the first thing to say in this respect. Hopefully, you're keeping that in your back pocket and the knowledge of that, Bronx, because if you make a trade for Henderson this week, you won't be able to play him next week. All right, so just keep that in mind. I'm not sure what and I'm about to find out here right now, but I'm not sure.
It look like it look like from a production standpoint, it look like they got the same amount of carries or whatnot. Who's the opponent?
Oh, snap! So they're both on bye week in week 14. Interesting. All right,
Okay.
so that's not terrible. So
who's the opponent for Dowdle? Dowdle's got the Rams next.
He's got the Rams this coming week, and we'll go to Travion here.
Travion has the Giants.
Oh boy.
So
yeah.
One thing we know for sure that the Giants can be ran on. So that'll be a good game for Travion to really get it off, And they're playing outside, so the weather will be a factor in throwing the ball. So, these are the details, people, that you guys got to think about when you're talking about, getting certain guys on your team, because this is coming down to the home stretch and the playoffs is among us. And I know a lot of you guys might be trying to make that last playoff push, but some of this stuff could be buyer beware.
Yep. So all right. So like you can't do this exercise without also looking at Ramondre Stevenson. This is crazy, y'all. And I don't know how this is gonna shake out at the end of the day. But okay. So right now it's looking like Ramondre Stevenson he's suffering with respect to touches. This past week is the 1 week that we can sort of lean on and say both of them were playing. Travion clearly got the luxury of 18 touches versus 7, I believe, 6 or 7 for Ramondre Stevenson. I don't know if that continues. Ramondre is traditionally the lead back. I don't know if saying here he holds on to a large role amid teammates' return, which is to me just a little bit surprising. Maybe they continue to roll with Travion. If they do, if that is what they decide to do, he's going to continue to put up really decent numbers. If it's a timeshare, if it's a true split, expect those numbers to be a little bit lower. I don't know how you call this, and this was always my question with regards to them selecting Henderson where they selected him, knowing how good a running back Ramondre Stevenson is. So that's my 2 cents there. Personally, there's nobody challenging Rico Dowdle, right? There's no challenge to Rico Dowdle. He will be getting X amount of carries, and this is a low amount of carries in a football game for Rico Dowdle. And what that means is San Francisco went up high on them early.
Yeah.
That they were never in contention to win this game, and that's a fact. Like I watched maybe the first quarter and a bit, and I think they were down 21 points in no time. That being the case, they don't want to run the ball, they want to pass, and just like you said earlier on, Bryce Young ain't really striking fear in anybody just yet.
Now, the thing with Stevenson, he had 6 carries for 5 yards versus Cincinnati. Okay. We all know he has ball security issues, so that's another thing that goes against him. I don't like I said, they play the Giants next, and I think Travion remains the hot guy. You know what I'm saying, with Stevenson picking up the rear in this situation. Just solely the fact that Ramondre Stevenson with his ball security issues, man. Coaches like Brable are not playing those games, man. Not at this time of the year.
Yeah, man, I don't.
It's tough though.
It's
It's tough.
funny you bring up the ball security thing. They both have one fumble on the season, both of them. So even there, I don't know. I don't know who. Like, all I can say is this: I expect the Patriots to move on from Ramondre Stevenson at the end of this season, because I believe this is his contract year. I expect them to move on, and I expect another team to be super happy bringing in a Ramondre Stevenson. It's about that simple. I think they're both fantastic running backs. I can't sit here and say one is better than the other. I think they're both extremely good running backs. As far as bye weeks are concerned, I don't believe there's any more bye weeks. I think
the Patriots have the Giants this weekend, and their bye is next week.
That's right. So on bye week this week, I believe it's the Washington Commanders. I believe they're on bye week this week. Week 13. No, week 12. So that was this past week that just went. I don't know who's on bye week this week, man. I'm not entirely certain. But let me research that as we continue on. But yeah, thanks for reaching out there, Bronze. Appreciate that. If we're talking playoff schedule, hard to say at this point before it really shakes out. I'm gonna say, I'll say real here. They ain't no way that the Panthers are making it to the playoffs. So there's that, right? Unless you're talking the next couple of games in fantasy football playoffs, which makes sense. New Orleans, soft. Tampa Bay, soft-ish. Seattle, good defense. But so it might be doubted.
I'll say New England.
Yeah, you think so?
New England has the Giants, Mata Mode, Buffalo, frauds. Baltimore's legit. The Jets season is through, and so is Miami's.
Let me just take a look at that. Yeah, if they're playing the Jets at all, this is this is why I have them as Miami Jets. They do have Baltimore and Buffalo there too, man.
Buffalo, now we all seen what Buffalo do against the run. We seen what Tampa brought in a third string guy, and he ran roughshod through the Bills. Now, Bucks didn't win the game, but if you look at Buffalo's run defense, it is terrible.
Who's behind? Really? Let me look at your boy here again. Bronze. Oops. Let me look at your boy Dowdle again, because I don't. Who's behind Dowdle that would take his job? It's not Chuba.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, but is he getting touches? 3 touches. Yeah, he's not taking he lost his job, man. Shout out to Shout out to Chuba, man. Good old Canadian boy, man. Big ups from the Canuck himself. But I don't like. I can see this happening, but no, Trevor Etienne ain't touching the ball. He's not getting any snaps. I can also see this happening, which is really what's
Nah.
supposed to happen. But my boy can't fall off of the pup list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This guy was supposed to be y'all like he's supposed to be the Panthers back. Like this kid is good too, man. I don't know if anybody got the chance to scout him. He's a super solid back. But again, he can't run from the hospital room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah. Personally, if it was me, I think I would hang out with Rico Dowdle. I think that's just my 2 cents there, with the slight exception of um the fact that I do also believe that that Henderson probably has the weaker couple of weeks coming up. That's just me.
Yeah. On top of the fact that these teams have respect for the passing game of the New England Patriots. So, with Rico's Dowdle's case, it may be a situation where he sees a lot of 8-man fronts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'll make things like I say, I think shoot. But yeah, I would I still lean towards Dowdle, man.
Yeah. Chuba signed a big deal 2 years ago, didn't he? Or last year?
He's supposed to be their lead back, and they
Yeah. He's gonna be a cut candidate this offseason for sure.
yeah, they Rico just came and took his job, man. It's quite literally that simple. Came in, took his job. That's what happened, and away we go. So let's give some of these other inquiries a look. So my boy Jacob 4. So he's saying available: Neil, Dortch, Hunter Henry, Brenton Strange, Juwan, Otten Loveland. So a whole lot of tight end love out there in his waiver, as well as Greg Dortch, who made the thumbnail this week, and so did Devin Neal. So did both of these guys. So this gives me an excuse to go and look at my boy Devin Neal, and definitely look at Greg Dortch, because these guys are starting to shine. So we're going to start with Greg Dortch. Been a couple of weeks now with Jacoby Brissett running the show. Ball's got to go somewhere. Both of the wide receivers are starting to step up in the absence of Marvin Harrison Jr. If by any stretch of the imagination, after pending surgery, Marvin Harrison Jr. decides to come back to the 2025 football season and play, all bets are off on a Greg Dortch. You know what I'm saying? All bets are also off on a Michael Wilson. But in today's world, man, he's doing well. So depending on what you got with respect to your wide receiver core, might be a good look. Woody Marks, yeah, I drop Bill. I think it's time for everybody to drop Bill. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. I'm not. Things aren't great in Washington right now across the board. But again, we'll see how they look when RG3 RG4 when RG4 comes back. We'll see how they look, but I would probably drop Bill. I would probably also flirt with dropping Harold Fanning, unless who do you have at doesn't look like he's got, who does he have at tight end? I don't see it. So I'm gonna give you the rest. Yeah, here's the squad. So 12-man, half PPR, 2 flex. Starters are Drake May, boom. Wow, your team's ridiculous. Beyond Robinson, Rico Dowdle, Jackson Smith and Jigba, CeeDee Lamb, Theo Johnson. Whoa, go back to that. I'm reading that. Theo Johnson, Ashton Genty, Emeka Ibuka. The bench is Caleb Williams, Woody Marks, Bill, Khalil Shakir and Harold Fanning. Man,
I keep Shakir and Fanning.
Yeah, you'd keep them both.
And Caleb, yeah, but
Woody Marks doing great, man. We haven't talked about Woody Marks. So
he's just so hit or miss.
Things to note, things to be talked about. I don't know what's going on over here with respect to the running back group. So last year, this time, there was a certain Joe Mixon running ruckshot on the league, putting down three TDs a game almost, just killing it. This time this year, no sign of Mr. No sign of him. Mixon is nowhere to be seen. He's still hurting. They've gone through a couple of running backs, and at the end of the day, not Nick Chubb, not Dare Ogunbowale, not British Brooks, nor Jacob Johnson. None of those guys have fit the bill. Neither did man, why am I blanking on his? I'm blanking on his name right now. I'm gonna pull him up. Because they just let him go. They just cut this man. And I think he's a fantastic running back. Where are you?
Pierce.
Dameon Pierce. Oh, they don't have him listed. It's too fresh, too new. So Dameon Pierce is actually on the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad for Bears fans out there. And like the only thing that was important to me was that I heard that the Bears actually went and tried to get Dameon Pierce. That's all I needed there. If you didn't get him, it's cool. But as long as you gave it a shot, I respect it. Right. So they they went out and they tried to get Dameon. Dameon's now gone. This guy's he's doing okay. Little hit or you're right. A little hit or miss. These last couple of games haven't been great, but again, it's Davis Mills right now, so things aren't great across the board with this team, with the slight exception of one guy that I would suggest to look at. He also made this. There's actually two guys from this team made this made the thumbnail besides Damian Pierce, who I was just talking about, and that's Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk's finally starting to sort of step into his role there because everybody else is hurt. Christian Kirk and Jaden Higgins. So what's happening right now is everybody's doubling Nico Collins. So they're forcing Davis Mills to find something to work with the other two wide receivers, which has increased their target share, and they're actually getting some stuff done. Jaden Higgins has stepped into the number 2 role, whereas Christian Kirk is in the slot getting it done. Both of those guys are worth a solid look. So getting back to UJ Cup, man, I would probably look at maybe flipping Bill for Devin Neal. That would be my 2 cents there. Fanning, I probably wouldn't let go. Like I wouldn't do anything with your wide receiver core. I don't think so. I wouldn't do anything with this wide receiver core unless there he is. Unless JSN goes on bye, which he just might. No, bye in week 8. Mika Buka. What tight end? Shoot. I like Hunter Henry's never the wrong answer at tight end.
He had a heck of a week last week too.
Yeah. So like as much as I love Colston Loveland, I would say Hunter Henry, bar none. If you can score Hunter Henry, do it. I would. I don't know if I would go Juwan over Strange. What do you think?
That's tough. That's tough, man. Juwan has that issue in New Orleans, man, with the quarterback, man. And Cole Strange, he's in Jacksonville. True.
Cole, I think he's talking Brenton. Sorry, Brenton Strange in Jacksonville.
Strange,
you're in the right place. he's been heating up, man. But he went through a couple of weeks of just injury. So now that he's back, he's starting to heat up. I think Trevor Lawrence really needs a tight end. Man, Trevor Lawrence, he makes me mad. But anyways, another
I
story.
mean, like Strange is actually getting like anywhere from 5 to 7 targets a game when he's available, and that ain't nothing to sneeze at. You know, they got Tennessee this week, uh,
The
or
other
is it the Colts this week? No, it's Tennessee, right?
Jacksonville's got Tennessee. Might be a good look for this week. Yeah, I see where you're going. Might be a good look for this week. I need to check and see this here because I think, yeah. So another factor with Cade Otton is Baker Mayfield might be out
Mm-hmm.
week as well. Teddy Bridgewater looks like he's taking over the reins there this week at quarterback. If you're really desperate for a quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater exists. I'm also going to say he is not. Yeah, 0% started, 0% rostered. He's available everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. He's free.
Teddy check down.
Teddy check down, and that's what's about to go down because I don't know. 3 fantasy football points, although he came towards the end of the game this weekend. I probably would skip it. I would dodge Teddy Bridgewater if I was the rest of y'all. But probably. Man, yeah, probably like Loveland is such a thing too, man. Like if he sat on my bench this week, 14 fantasy football points on my bench. I was kind of mad about that, but what can you do? I think I think Hunter Henry's your guy, man, without question, right? Like that's really my 2 cents on that there, Jacob.
Yeah.
But your team looks disgusting, bro. I'd hate to be playing against you moving forward. Bronze. Pats players could rest. Not sure what the standings are looking like in the AFC, but they do have an easy schedule.
But they're in the same division with Buffalo, so ain't nobody resting.
No, yeah, you gotta and I yeah, that's a good point. He's a 9-3 fighting for first. Damn. That's crazy, brother. Theo Johnson. Let me just see what else is cracking here. Yo, big ups to the folks over on Twitch side of the fence, man. Mad interaction for you guys. Really appreciate that. Like, yeah, it's gotta be Hunter Henry, man. Gotta be Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I mean he has the best matchup. Quarterback's gonna look for him. He's coming off of last week. He had a great game Sunday.
And it's really two outlets out there in New England. It's Stephon Diggs and your boy and Hunter Henry. That's really who's getting all the passes. They're getting all the
like when the weather turns funny, man, you have to lean on big tight, man. You gotta lean on the tight end and the running game. So
according to Tom Brady, he's the greatest tight end in New England history. So take that for what it's worth and run with it. I would definitely go down the road with that as a suggestion. I think that's your guy. But big ups there, Jay Cup, man. You kind of ran me through a couple of the guys on the thumbnail this week. Always good to check out this man at any given time. He might be the first wide receiver to eclipse 2,000, right? Like he's doing something. And they're saying it's historic, bro.
I've been driving this point home since I think maybe about week 3 or 4.
Yeah.
This guy is the best wide receiver in the game right now. We're not going on what happened in the past. As of right now, Jackson Smith and Jigba is the best wideout in the NFL.
There's no questioning that right now either. So is what it is. I'm going to have to just wholeheartedly agree with it. We'll see what it works out to as we move forward. It may be a historic situation with him. What's funny, shout out to Sam Darnold, who's also on waivers in our league right now. And it's just hilarious to see because I think he might be the leading quarterback in the league, period, right now. So especially when it comes down to especially when it comes down to the fantasy football points, he's putting up dangerous numbers. So keep your eyes peeled on him too.
And guess who he sees this weekend?
Who are they playing?
Darnold.
Oh man,
Minnesota comes to town.
oh man, he's got a
It's on.
it's a V for Vendetta with the Vikings right there.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right there. He's on his way back, and sheesh, I would not want to be Minnesota this week at all. And I say that out loud, but they also have, again, a little bit of quarterback conundrum over there that's been going on through the whole season. So I don't know who's throwing the football in Minnesota. Let's just take a quick peek. Max Brosmer. Yeah, not Max Headroom from 80s commercial fare. Max Brosmer. Never heard of you, but we'll see. We'll see how he does as a starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings this coming week. JJ Mick struggle, JJ Mick handoff, JJ Mick hospital bed. So like that's kind of where we at with JJ. We'll see how if he clears concussion protocol. Very unlikely, very doubtful, right? So we'll see how things shake out with him, but I don't see great things happening for these here Vikings over the course, the remainder of this season, and that bodes very well for my Bears. Such is life. So I'll get rid of this young man here. And we'll take a look at somebody else who made the thumbnail. And I wish, oh man, why don't we have a picture of his smiling face? I'm so mad. I'm so mad right now, man. This guy is one of my favorite human beings in the NFL. I just have to say that out loud. Love this guy. Always have. You know what I don't love, though, is his uncanny ability to throw the ball to the other team. Like, I gotta be real about this. But I love his attitude even in that situation. This is a high draft pick quarterback, full of talent. He can run. He can gun the ball. Put it in places where wide receivers and, unfortunately, cornerbacks can get to it. And that's Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston came back. Jameis Winston came back in a situation for the New York Giants. Now, my boy goes out there and he puts up 366 yards in the sky, couple of touchdowns, just one interception, which is like, these are precise Jameis Winston numbers. This is exactly what you're going to get out of Jameis Winston. But you might also get 42 points on the waiver wire from a Jameis Winston.
He also caught a touchdown this weekend.
That's it. He caught a touchdown?
Yeah.
No, he did not. Who threw him a touchdown?
Yes, he did.
Tell me Wandale Robinson threw it to him.
Yeah, he caught a touchdown this weekend.
Wait, now I'm interested because I did not know that, and that would explain why Wandale Robinson showed up a little bit that much better. He fumbled. He did record a touchdown. That's a sad. I wanted to be Wandale so bad. Like Wandale's doing great things over there. Again, in the absence of one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL. Oh man, Malik. Yeah, Malik, man. Malik's gone.
Yeah, I think the Giants took that game away from Winston Sunday, man. They know damn well they supposed to kick that field goal, man. before even winning the overtime to force Detroit to get in the end zone.
I don't
Detroit
know.
ended up kicking a 50, I think a 50+ yard field goal to tie.
It might be in their best interest to lose games right now, so that might be what the actual modus operandi is. Let's just be super hyper real with it, right? Might be in their best interest not to be winning football games. So take it for
I
what it.
mean, but who you think they losing for? This is not a heck of a draft coming up, I don't think.
Well, they got holes to fill, man. It's about that simple, right? They got holes to fill. They might just be looking for draft position to get more capital, which makes so much sense to me if that's what they're trying to do. End of the day, ain't nothing really happening outside of that. Um, oh, really? What? Did they trade
Mhm.
him?
Nah, he got cut. He got released.
He got released.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um.
Brandon Cook got released.
Oh no, well that makes sense. But what about
Mhm.
Keon Coleman?
Oh no, he's still there, but he may be in street clothes for the rest of the year.
What the heck is going on? Anybody know? Do you know?
Showing up late to meetings, man, and just not being a good teammate, man. This was supposed to be his year. Remember during the draft, I said I drafted him. I drafted him, and I looked for him to have a good year, and it just didn't pan out. You're hearing things about him not being able to get separation and stuff like that, but it's deeper than that, man. The guy showing up late to meetings, just being immature at the end of the day.
Hmm.
I mean, you seen when he was in street clothes, he's out there dancing.
Okay, all I can see right now is there is okay. I'm just taking a peek on Twitter right now. There's some harsh words from Unc Shay Shay and 85, man, Ocho Cinco.
Yeah.
So I haven't had the chance to listen to that. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it in regards to Keon Coleman. Um, I'm gonna say this out loud and like Romo Dunze, I love you, bro. You're amazing. But when scouting those receivers that season, I was kind of leaning towards either a Brian Thomas Jr. or a um, Keon Coleman. I have to say that in both situations. So yeah, maybe it's just flat out immaturity. Maybe it is a sprinkle of immaturity and a sprinkle of Patriot way by way of Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel, right? They might want to keep things in a specific mode, and he ain't standing up to the standard.
Well,
So,
it's Sean McDermott over there, man. And to be honest with you,
oh my bad.
Sean,
He's Buffalo. My bad. Yeah.
Sean McDermott job may be on the line, bro. Because if they don't get to where they need to get to this year, it's underachieving, man. I don't think they're gonna get there. The defense is the depth of this team.
And he's a
Now,
defensive guy too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, Josh Allen has made some head scratching mistakes, but he's made up for it, as the games go along. But the defense is he's been in shootouts almost every week, man.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't see that coming, man. Like I say, I thought this kid would really represent, but sometimes you can't get over that young boy ish, as the chat is saying there, man. That's just that makes a lot of sense. A little bit of immaturity, unfortunately.
Healthy
Oh,
scratch back to back weeks, man.
oh, that's ridiculous stuff. That's ridiculous. He's a talented wide receiver. Whatever happens to him, good. If their front seven is beat up, that's gonna bode well for the rest of the AFC, um, especially in those New England Patriots there that I've got a couple of couple of looks for. Kayshawn Booty, but yeah, I'm
I
hoping they lose a
think
couple more games.
I think Keon is more likely struggling because Josh Allen is not the easiest quarterback to play with. Like just be honest. He's going to run the ball. He's going to tuck and run. He's not going to really give you time to do what you do. Baltimore had a great week. week 1. That's the best week he had all year. Everything else has went down.
It's weird. Okay, so let's do the exercise, man. Let's do the exercise. Because there ain't no shortage of wide receivers on this team, man. And that's really what I wanted to say. So Khalil Shakir's out there doing the thing. Curtis Samuel's a badass wide receiver now, right? Like he's not a joke. Josh Palmer's not a joke. Elijah Moore's not a joke either. Like these are good wide receivers.
Shakir has chemistry with Josh Allen. You know, these other guys are kind of new to it. And this is Keon. This is year 2 for Keon. And, you know, he's not getting the ball like he wants. It's kind of like A.J. Brown, but just Keon's not saying anything. Now, I'm not saying he's an A.J. Brown type of player, but it's talking about he wants the ball, and he's not getting it.
What up, Nomad?
Hey, yo, what's going on, fellas? What up, D?
What's up, Nomad? How you feeling, man?
I'm hearing this Buffalo conversation and it just triggered a thought. Why Keon Coleman, I think D talking about why Keon Coleman doesn't fare very well in that offense. To me, you got to remember that's the same offense Dayball was running when he was. So that's basically that you run the quarterback a lot, and basically it comes down to what do you call those when you have to when the pass rush is in, and I forget, I should know this off the top of my head. When the pass rush breaks down, and the quarterback had to go out and run around. I forget what you call that. That's kind of a what we call that drill.
It's on scramble drill.
Scramble drill, right? So the offense, the receivers are more. That's why I said in the comments that offense favors a more smaller, quicker, jitterbug type of receiver. That's not Keon Coleman. So Brandon Cooks is perfect. Khalil Shakir is perfect. All those little receivers like that he throws to for a lot, those are perfectly set up for that style of offense. That's why Keon Coleman struggled. Plus, he's in the championship.
That's super weird, man, because they had Stephon Diggs who would fit that bill, and they let him go for the taller, younger 50-50 ball guy. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just a little bit weird to me. My thoughts is you keep them both and you have access to both of those talents, but I don't know.
Well, Stephon was a guy, he wasn't a real fan of playing with Josh Allen. Like you can tell, you can look. He was ready to go.
Yeah.
So they cut him for the sake of chemistry, like people want Philly to do with A.J. Brown. Because these guys want the ball, man. You know, all that running is cool if you have to, but just sitting around here, you as a quarterback getting 10, 12 touchdowns, man, nah, bro.
It's so true, eh? Especially like AJ and Stephon, I can see them both at some point. And like, let's be honest now. You might be right, D. You might be bang all right. This might be a situation where Keon is just kind of a little bit fed up as well.
Yeah, but you still got to show up. You got to be on time, bro. You're a professional at the end of the day.
This is no excuse for the young man. Just maybe just a picture of where his heart is, and if you were sitting beside Stephon Diggs last season, listening to him get upset, with regards to exactly what we're talking about, right? Like not necessarily getting those targets, not watching the quarterback get in the end zone all the time. He might just be feeling what Stephon is feeling, and now he's wearing it and acting it out.
And quietly, even the running back has taken issue. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't been public, but you can tell he's on the sideline, these goal line situations, and they're not giving him the ball. They're going straight in with Josh Allen. And that's frustrating, bro. Also, especially when you're trying to fight for a deal, fight to get paid.
That's it.
Also, man, if you got that guy on your roster, don't drop him. Just because he's not getting in there now. I love me a redemption story, and I can see later on, in the process, him getting in there and redeeming himself at some point. So I wouldn't drop him if I was y'all.
Well, my boy.
I don't think he played for the rest of the year. You
know what I'm saying? The word is kind of already out on
yeah.
I don't see that happening. So 42% rostered, which isn't terrible, but 8% started. There's a reason for that, man. People know very well Keon Coleman is in the doghouse, and it's an unfortunate situation, bro.
Yeah, I think he's in starter jackets for the remainder of the season, bro. Now playoffs could be different, but this regular season,
Question mark. I'm
shit.
with you. So we touched on Keon Coleman, which was a bit of a surprise, but that is an interesting situation. Unfortunately, I would dodge it. We touched a little bit on Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson is, again, 86% roster, 68% started. You can find yourself some Wan'Dale Robinson. Do it. I did.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for it. This guy, man, I'm heavily considering grabbing him and putting him on my waiver wire. Like right now, it's just a question of does RG, man, I just do it naturally now. Does Jaden Daniels play this season? Does he come back and play in week 13? If he does, if he makes it to Friday full practice and ready to go, I'm gonna hold on to him. If he doesn't make it to Friday, I'm sorry, Jaden. I've given you the better part of giving you. I had to go and need a bake on him, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to New York and getting me some Jameis Winston love, and
Now, something to think about now, kids. Before you just totally jump off the bridge, and go all out for Jameis. Jameis played indoors last week, which I think boosted his production. Was how many yards he threw for. Now coming down the stretch, he got New England next week. Ain't no telling what the weather gonna be like. Then he goes to Washington. He's going to all these cold weather places, and then in week 17 he tops it off or ends it off in Vegas, and then they go to Dallas. Well, then they're home versus Dallas.
Okay.
So now week 17 versus Vegas, shoe in. He start for you that week, but them other weeks,
no. So this is it. D. I think. Really interesting. So yes, week 17 for sure. Washington and Minnesota. They might actually just flat out outright win those games. I'll be honest with that, right? So that's the worry. Why this is a 42-point fiasco is they were actually fighting to win this game. They got into a position where they just had to throw the football, and that was it. Off he goes. Good things happen. New England, this weekend, I expect this to be the Jameis Winston show. No, you know what I mean? They're going to go down a little bit early due to that running game and not being able to stop it. And here comes Jameis Winston. He's going to air out the ball a bunch of times to Wan'Dale Robinson, and something good is going to happen. I don't know about Washington. Like I say, if Jaden Daniels comes back this week and then plays in week 15, cool. Might be a good game, which again would set them back behind the 8 ball early, and they're trying to win a football game. Out comes Jameis Winston with that just airing the ball out. Minnesota, they might just win that game flat out. I'm not sure what's going on Minnesota that's good enough, right? So it interesting. I'm interested in Jameis Winston. I may just make this move, man. I might just make this move.
And I'm thinking more. I'm not necessarily his play. I'm thinking more the elements. Could be cold and raining and things like that.
He's in New York. Well, then again, but he came from. He's used to pretend like he
like
would
I
be.
Said, he had an excellent game versus Detroit, but that's inside.
Yeah, he's a Florida boy at heart, right? So, he's a Southern boy at heart. I don't know. We'll see. I like I say, my quarterback core is hurting, and I can't trust it. So I might just make this move. This one's on me. So Clevis jumped in the chat. Shout out to the Twitch community. One more gang. He's saying A-Chain and Lad for Puka, Travion, and Judkins.
Of course.
So do that and do it twice on Sunday. So let's just take a quick look at Devin A-Chain, because we have not we have not looked at Devon Achane for the better part of the season. And reason being, 99% rostered, 50% started. Fantastic numbers across the board because ain't nobody trusts Tua Tagovailoa to really throw the football at all. So he's gonna see his touches. He's gonna make his money every week. Just what's happening with Devon Achane. So Puka, again, goes without saying. You don't see a lot of him on this show either. Wow, look at these. Look at these wide receiver numbers, man. Like, sheesh. Who's Puka Nacua going up against these next couple of weeks? He's got a couple easy weeks. Like, Detroit's a monster team. Don't get me wrong, but their secondary isn't fantastic, right? Like, they're not great. And the separation that both Puka and Devontae Adams can bring to the table, I think it's going to stress Detroit. There will be some numbers. So if like I say, if it was me, I would do this all day long. We did talk about Trevion earlier in the show, and we have a good idea as to what kind of numbers he's going to put up. The only worry as state, I know why this guy would do this though. So the worry with both of those guys is this. So Trevion, as discussed, Ramondre Stevenson may wind up becoming the guy. You know, he's been the guy. He may take the job over. There's uncertainty there. There's uncertainty with Quinshon Judkins too, and I'll show you why. All right. It's not his ability to do the darn thing because he can do it. He can get it done. His numbers are interesting enough that, you know, you might want to trade for him. Here's the real interesting part. So somebody else who made the thumbnail today, and thank you very much for this one for bringing me back, Levis. Two gentlemen who made the thumbnail today. This guy, the young son of a primetime cornerback, right? So this guy made the thumbnail. All I can say is this with respect to Shedeur Sanders. It's one game, but it was a very good game, y'all. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good football game for Shedeur Sanders. He put up 209 yards, more or less, in his first start in the NFL. Couple of touchdowns here, had a couple of beautiful passes. I had to give this kid a little bit of love, and as I'm saying, I'm kind of hurting for a quarterback right now. So my eyes are open, and I'm looking around. There is no league where this guy's taken. 14% rostered, yeah, right. 6% started, yeah, right. If that's really the case, that's because people are just as hurting at the quarterback position as I am. So keep your eyes peeled on young Shedeur. I don't expect like actual wins for the Cleveland Browns now. Don't get me wrong. Maybe against the Tennessee Titans in 2 weeks, which might bode very well. But I think the kid's going to start to step up, especially because his team's constantly losing. And, they're going to need to air the ball out, right?
Yeah. And listen, Shedeur had a very good start versus the Raiders. But the buzz is, people excited for him. I get it, man. But come on, man.
What do you mean? What's up?
This reminds me of when Colorado beat TCU. Deion's first game coaching. Mm-hmm. Everybody's excited. And then it's going to be one of them things where it fizzles out. They play San Francisco next week, and hopefully they don't go out there chunking the ball around. I hope they use Junkins and kind of like Junkins and Sampson.
There's the other guy.
Helping this guy, you know what I'm saying, get better at the quarterback position because they send him out there chunking the ball like he did last week. He's going to throw picks.
And that's to be, and this is, for me, when Caleb Williams came into the league, that was to be expected, or at least that was my opinion. I expect this kid to go out there and throw a bunch of ducks. You got to get the feeling, man. You got to feel your way through what's happening. And, I don't think there could be possibly a better time than the end of a season where you're already likely not looking anywhere near an offseason. Go out there, abuse it, be abused, and learn from it. So yes, this week coming up against San Francisco is probably going to be a bit of a bloodbath, for lack of a better thing.
Well, I mean, if they run the ball, they'll be fine. Like Jenkins had 16 carries last week. He had 2 touchdowns. So if they run the ball, and then they did use Dylan Sampson, he caught a screen pass and took it to the house. I think for maybe 50 plus.
Dylan Sampson had a great game, man. Look at this. He had a fantastic game coming off the bench, more or less. I can only see that turning into more touches. These last 2 weeks, so he had one. Look at this. So against Baltimore, he had one look. Is that right? Yeah, one touch, 19 yards. And why I'm bringing that up is because I was watching the highlight of that particular touch, and when he gets the ball, he's electric. When he gets the ball, he is fast, man. He moves. He moves. So he got his opportunity, and just boom, he was gone. He was lightning, and that was it. They basically sat him down after that for the rest of the game. Then he got a couple of shots here this week here. 7 attempts, 23 yards. One of them was he's got a couple attempts in the air now, 3 targets in the air, 59 yards in the air, and a tutty. That pass from Shedeur was a thing of beauty. Blew Myles Garrett's mind. He hasn't seen anything like that. I don't know. I don't even know who was there who might have done something. Maybe Baker Mayfield, maybe. But
yeah, Samson. I think Samson caught the screen pass.
He caught them both. No, he caught the one. Was it a screen that he caught to go?
The screen pass, yeah. It was a screen.
Well, either way, man, I'm saying keep your eyes peeled on this kid. He's earning opportunities. He's earning touches, and might be somebody you may want to stash. He's not rostered anywhere. He's not started. Dylan Sampson is like exactly what you think he is. This team makes me mad. This team jumped up, and again they got Quinshon Judkins when, me being a Bears fan, I talk about this all the time. I thought either Quinshon Judkins or Travion Henderson would have been around for the Bears early in the second. Neither was there. They're both gone. And then these guys went, I don't even understand the draft. They went and they doubled down at the running back position and got themselves Dylan Sampson, who's great. He's a great back too. So they got 2 great backs plus a couple more. A laundry list of running backs here that are solid.
And barely use them, man.
Never use the kid. Kid sits on the bench 90% of the time. You know what else we should do? We should double down at the quarterback position. We're just gonna get this dude. Get him and get Jameis Winston, or sorry, get Shedeur Sanders in the 5th or whatever it was, right? So just interesting draft for this particular team, in my opinion. I don't get what they're trying to do, and to be frank with you, I don't get what they're trying to do at all as a team / organization. I will not be surprised, as much respect as I have for their head coach. I won't be surprised if he's gone, right? Because, man,
firing him, who do you hire?
I don't know. I like you're right. I don't know where you go from there, and if hiring somebody else would be better. But my beef is he's done everything in his power not to prepare Shedeur Sanders to play football for that team. Right?
Yeah.
Lou Holtz, he says. Maybe Holtz. I'm just saying. I'm not going to sit here and say that Shedeur is the second coming of Patrick Mahomes.
But not many 5th round picks are getting prepared to play. Let's be honest.
But should he have been a 5th round pick in the first place?
But we can't. We can't necessarily go by should. Because that's subjective.
Fair. But what we can go by is he's starting, and the guy they picked in maybe the 2nd, if not the 3rd round, ain't starting.
Yeah, the injuries is the reason why Shedeur is starting.
Oh, so that's fair. So Dylan Gabriel's hurt.
Yeah,
interesting.
So, but listen, man, blessings come like that. And hopefully for Shador, what I'm saying, he can capitalize off this and, change some minds up there because they picked him. Why? Who knows? They didn't want him in the first place, but they drafted him. Like it was a lot of disservice being done to Shador, not by people in the NFL, but he had some friendly fire that followed him throughout the draft process. There's a lot of things that kind of hurt him during that whole process, and it wasn't all because of these NFL teams. If you get what I'm saying,
I do get what you're
so,
saying.
you
And
know. But if he's prepared to play, that's great, and hopefully he goes out there and put on the show. He has an opportunity to change a lot of minds and put himself in an excellent position to be a starter in this league.
that's really where my comment is coming from. Regardless, you give this guy a couple of reps here and there, you just give him a shot. You do the same thing with Dylan Gabriel. Don't get me wrong, and you warm him up to the job. While Joe Flacco was doing the thing, Joe's gone. You traded him off, and give the kid the reins. While the kid's got the reins, as far as Dylan Gabriel is concerned, you should be warming up Shador, just giving him the opportunity to
Mhm.
A, shine, and to B, maybe start if Dylan Gabriel gets hurt. And here we are. He has no clue what to do. You know what I mean? The first game, he was like, I haven't thrown a football to any of these wide receivers before, so I don't know what I'm doing. Game 2, he's looking pretty decent out there. He's looking very, like, the one thing that I am going to say about him, arms, you got a solid arm, and he looked poised, right? And I say that probably less, with less respect to cadence and knowing the playbook. I'm going to assume he's probably still learning those things, but just to sort of stand in the pocket and take the hit, right? Like he'll stand there, he'll take the hit and try and find that receiver. I appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that.
He throws a great deep ball, Sanders. Sanders
Yes.
throws an excellent deep ball.
Yes,
He's
he
an
does.
excellent deep ball thrower.
Yes, he does,
And
man.
Cleveland has a lot of speed out there, man. But I don't know. Like you said, man, ain't no telling what's going on out there, man.
See, I would almost I would almost talk about Jerry Jeudy and said Tillman, but I have a lot of faith in both of these wide receivers. Unfortunately, it's just a bit premature to talk, right? I just can't.
But one wide receiver you can kind of bring up, and this is a guy that got himself in trouble during the draft process, so he was undrafted, and that is the kid out of Texas. Nah, not Thrash.
Malachi Corley.
No.
No,
What's the kid out of Texas? Speedster.
not Gabe.
He's a little guy, number 16. What is his name?
So I've gone through them all. So there's Gage Lavardane, Malachi Corley, Jamari Thrash,
Not Thrash.
Isaiah Bond.
Yeah, that's it.
Isaiah Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's a little speedster. This guy, I remember him now that you say it. Yeah, he's out there playing, man. He's getting some touches. They're working him into the offense.
Yeah, he I want to say, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he's the guy.
Oh, Bond caught the deep ball this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's the guy that can get. Hey, he can get behind that safety, man.
Well,
and this works. And though these quarterbacks, these second and third string quarterbacks, they seem to have tremendous chemistry with the second and third string wide receivers. That's not just a preseason thing. That's just I think that's just a quarterback receiver thing altogether. But Bond is an interesting guy to watch, especially this week. If they're gonna air it out, this guy can get up there. He can get up the field.
That's a good call. So there may be some chemistry between him and Shador, because again, that's who Shador would be practicing with, if anybody, for the most part. So keep that in mind, folks. Let's see. Enough of this Browns football, man. It depresses me. God, In my opinion, this man here, Jerry Jeudy, one of the baddest wide receivers in the league. If he's hurting, if he's getting 2.9 out there on any given week, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know. But keep your eyes peeled on Dylan Sampson. Might be worth a stash for the next couple of weeks. I do see things starting to look up for Dylan Sampson, right? They want to run the ball between him and Quinshon Judkins. One thing to note, I do not see a single pass to the running back here for Quinshon. Right? So it doesn't look like he's really being trusted with respect to pass catching back case scenario. Sounds like that is your two-headed monster situation with respect to Dylan Sampson. So take it for what it's worth. In a PPR, might be your guy. So we've talked about Puka, Devin A-Chain, Jameis Winston, Jackson Smith, and Jigma. We did talk a little bit about Jaden Higgins. Keep your eyes peeled again, folks. I don't know why this is working, but I think the answer is, again, straight up just double teams on Nico Collins, because Nico's numbers have been down the last couple of weeks. Sounds like he's playing decoy ball, and he may also be a little bit injured if that's the case too. But Christian Kirk and Jaden Higgins are starting to step up in this team. Christian Kirk is playing that slot, that Tank Dell role, and they're similar wide receivers. Similar. I still think Tank Dell is just a special wide receiver. Unfortunately, he can't be special on a hospital bed.
In street clothes.
You know what I'm saying? Did they cut him? Is he gone?
Who?
Tank Dell, I don't see him listed here at all.
Nah, I think he's on IR.
He must be on IR, man. That must be it. But yeah, so keep your eyes peeled on both these guys. Why I bring them to the table again is they will be available on your waivers. 18% rostered, 4% started. I drafted Christian Kirk knowing that Tank Dell was on IR, thinking he would fill that role. He hasn't quite filled the role all season, mainly because he was hurt for a bunch of it. So I dropped him. But I might be looking for a little bit of Christian Kirk love again this week. So
no question.
Yeah.
Question. Texans being where they're at. Do you roll with Davis Mills in the win streak, or do you start CJ Stroud?
I think it goes without saying.
You do?
I'm gonna look at Davis Mills here for a second.
I mean, Davis ain't nothing spectacular, but he winning.
So, if I was the head coach, and if I was the head coach and I was going by fantasy football numbers to start my players, it's CJ Stroud. The fact is, man, CJ Stroud is a completely different beast than Davis Mills. If these guys still have any level of postseason thoughts, it's CJ Stroud. And Davis Mills ain't that guy, man. He's playing decent football, man. Like I will give him that. He's playing decent football. The chemistry between CJ Stroud and Nico Collins is undeniable. I would have to start Stroud if he's available. Why was he out? Was he concussion? Yeah. So he's just concussion protocol. There's no way I would step away from from CJ Stroud.
You got back-to-back games, back-to-back road games, one in Indy, one in KC. Then you got Zona in Vegas with the Chargers and the Colts bringing up the rear. So, I don't know the team. Okay.
So what you're saying, so thanks for bringing that up, D, man. Respect for that one, because what you're saying is 35% rostered, 7% started. Which means that given the fact that he's been, much maligned this season, mainly by injury. So, right, from week 10 on, a couple of people have likely dropped CJ Stroud. He might be available out there on waivers. So keep your eyes peeled if you're having to buck up against some CJ Stroud.
I
Might be
wouldn't drop. I wouldn't drop CJ. I wouldn't be that foolish, but
me either. But there's fools out there, man. You know
yeah.
what I mean? There are
Mhm.
fools. So do what you will. They might have been in a tough situation and had to make a bit of a rash decision as
But
opposed to holding on to them on their bench.
and you mentioned something, kids. You said the chemistry between Stroud and Collins is excellent.
Yeah.
But I think the chemistry with Davis Mills and these other guys is just as good.
I would not say that. You're saying big things about Davis Mills right now, and I'm not hearing it. Look, I think he does have chemistry with those two guys. I can't deny it. But I also think that Nico Collins is basically playing decoy right now. And that's it. He's being
No,
double.
no, no doubt about it. Like we all know who Nico Collins is,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, just far as these quarterbacks are concerned,
yeah.
these guys are responding to Davis. Now, granted, they played Denver, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Buffalo. I think the only loss was the Denver. So it's
Yeah, you're right.
now coming down the stretch, these next two games, road games. Davis Mills is a vet now. Now they're like, let's not get it confused. I don't want anybody to repeat me saying that Davis Mills is a better quarterback than CJ Stroud. I'm not saying that. But with the
So
way
that's
but
clarified.
with the way the team is responding to Davis Mills, would you ride it out or would you bring CJ into this situation where he has these back-to-back road games? Now, granted, playing the coast is indoors.
Wow. So here's the thing. Both of those games, regardless as to who's starting, is a real toss-up, man.
Yeah.
Like both of those games is a real toss-up. I don't know if I go into either one of those games um, without
And
my
this is just this is
arsenal.
just thought-provoking conversation right
Yeah,
now.
it is. Yeah, without my best arsenal, and I still think that's CJ Stroud.
The truth about it is he's right. I mean, I wasn't trying to say that you were saying he's a better quarterback than the other guy. I'm saying he's playing better quarterback right now, and the team is responding to it. It's like
Team is responding.
so. I would definitely ride this, and I think they should.
I totally wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. No, there's for multiple reasons, right? And the major reason to start things out is that could a decision like that could affect CJ Stroud's confidence in the long run. It could also affect his um, relationship with the head coach slash GM. These are all like he's drafted to be their quarterback moving forward. Davis Mills had a shot at being the quarterback the year before and failed. Right. So this is where we are. He's come back. He's playing good football now. Don't get me wrong. I don't know why you would throw a monkey wrench into what you just drafted. That's my
Well,
thoughts.
listen, one thing about being a professional, you have to be a professional all the way in good times and in difficult times.
Yes,
This
sir.
is one of these difficult times where CJ Stroud has to, because everybody has praised his maturity. This is one of these times where CJ has to be mature enough to take it on the chin and worry about his confidence in the offseason. He can't get mad at any of these coaches or anything like that because prior to him getting injured, you know, he wasn't really setting the world on fire.
Was that like interest? Like, there's a real good conversation, man. Because I'm about to say, like, I understand that there were some offensive line issues for like during a big chunk of the season, and now you got to stop and go. Wait a minute. Suddenly, the offensive line works for Davis Mills, though.
That's all I'm saying. That's
Oh,
all I'm saying. Like,
damn.
listen, I'm a fan of a lot of these guys. I'm a fan of CJ Stroud, but you can never be fan enough to take yourself beyond the reality of what's really happening. And you know, it's just one of them things, kid. Like, okay, if your feelings are hurt, not your confidence, because it won't be his confidence affected. It'll be his feelings hurt. He'll be his feelings hurt. Hey man, we can have a conversation this offseason. Let me tell you where I'm at. Let me tell you why I did it. Most of these guys, they want honesty, right? They want honesty. They want guys to be straight up with them and let them know what time it is. This is what they asked for, and you give a guy what they asked for. And being a professional is respecting the fact that the truth is what the truth is.
Ooh. Holy look, I don't even know what to say. I'm just saying. So we're looking. I'm just gonna get into like real GM stuff now. So second year of playing for the Texans versus year 4 contract year for Davis Mills. If you roll with Davis Mills if Davis Mills takes the Texans into the playoffs, if he runs ruckshod over the Indianapolis Colts and the Kansas City Chiefs, you're re-signing him.
No, you're not.
Are you kidding me?
No, you're not. I'm finna tell you why you're not. You're giving Davis Mills a chance to go get paid from another quarterback hungry team. You're not quarterback hungry. You're just riding a wave. CJ Stroud is your starter future. CJ Stroud is your future. Davis Mills is the right now. So if Davis Mills is successful through this run, and it doesn't have to be a rough shot thing, he can just be good enough to let them slide in or whatever. It's going to be a quarterback hungry team. He can go back home to Atlanta. That's where he's a Georgia boy. He can go home to Atlanta and probably get a shot to compete. And get a check.
Wild and crazy. Okay, all right.
These are just the situations, bro. Again, Davis Mills is not playing to be the future of the Houston Texans.
He's playing to make some money in the NFL. So I'm so with it. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't you know what I'm saying. I don't know what to tell you. You blew my mind with this.
I mean, because honestly, we understand what the league is. We look at it right now, right? We see a lot of teams that's hurting in the QB position.
Yeah.
Davis Mills is young enough to go into a situation where a team like Atlanta that's hungry for a quarterback, because the draft is not great in that area. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it. I don't know, man. Yeah, he does. Nomad's making Andy. What was his name? Not Andy Dalton. Damn it. What was his name, man? I had the name on the tip of my tongue and then I lost it. The ginger giraffe. Oh, damn it. Man, bad quarterbacks in Chicago Bears history, bro. Just one of many. The one who we drafted Bottleneck Gleason. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Sheesh. All right. Okay, so
yeah. And this is one of them situations like when the Bears signed Gleason.
Yeah.
A guy comes in, holds his weight for, a stretch of games, and somebody believes in his potential and signs him to a check, man, gives him a bag.
So I don't know what to tell y'all. Like CJ Stroud may be out on waiver wires. He might not get his job back. So we've had a great conversation about this, to be straight up and down. It is a bit of a toss-up. My money is still on them going back to CJ Stroud, but I think D-Nice might be right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, usually, the way the league goes, guys ride the hot hand. You know what I'm saying?
They might be the move for them because, again, they're winning football games, right? So
no doubt.
You may want to continue with that. We'll see, man. We'll see how that situation shakes out. So we have talked enough, I think, about these Texans, but be wary. Two things to note with the Kansas City Chiefs, who've been a kind of a frightening mess as of late. Isaiah Pacheco is hurt, so that leaves this young man running the show for the most part, right? So they usually sort of alternate between Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco is usually the lead back, but with him being out, Kareem Hunt is running the show. He's had a couple of really nice weeks, and I think it's going to continue that way. for the
I think your man gonna get in there. I think Pierce gonna get in there.
I was just about to say. So Pierce is on the practice squad right now. I have a feeling he's going to quickly find his way up past the practice squad and onto this roster and into this running back room, and he'll probably be just above and or beside Brashard Smith. Man, Brashard Smith is a good young back. I'm not sure if he's getting much by way of touches. He got a single touch this week, but again, Dameon Pierce is a really good running back. How he fell out of favor in Houston baffles the mind. It really all stemmed from injury.
I got to jump in here before you say too much. Pacheco will play Thursday.
Say again?
Pacheco will be playing Thursday per ESPN.
Who? Pacheco?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. You got to be kidding me. They're saying he's out right now. Oh, but he's cleared for Thanksgiving. Interesting. Okay. Well, keep your eyes peeled on an Isaiah Pacheco return then. There's that. So much for what I was saying. I gotta laugh about that one. That one was interesting. Okay.
Who KC got Thanksgiving?
Say again?
Who does KC play Thanksgiving?
They are playing the Cowboys, it looks like. Week 13. Yeah, they're up against the boys.
Okay.
It should be a big running game, too. So it might be a good timeshare for both of them. Keep eyes peeled.
Yeah. They both in similar situations. Dallas got that tie hanging over their head, but
man, Pickens been playing some great football. So
yeah.
That's part of that conversation. We did touch on Woody. Man, we went all the way through the whole Houston Texans roster, it seems like. So Greg Dortch, we talked about just a little bit. If he's available, y'all, keep your eyes peeled. Get yourself some Greg Dortch. I believe in both of these wide receivers, Dortch and Michael Williams. Michael Wilson. If you can get your hands on either one of them, they're available out there. 20%, 13% started. You can find yourself some love with Greg Dortch. Devin Neal, I think he's a wide receiver to get right now. He's taking over for Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara has not had a good go the last little while, and I believe
I think Kamara got injured. I believe.
I was just gonna say I believe he's injured at this point as well. So yeah, he's out. He's dealing with a sprained MCL, so he's gonna be out for a couple of weeks. For sure, this is really going to give Devin Neal the opportunity to step up. I don't know if that means that a Kendre Miller or an Audric Estime get any touches. Nah, nothing for Estime.
Well, Miller's on IR.
Miller's also on IR, so maybe something for Audric Estime. Keep your eyes peeled. No, he's also out. Wow, the amount of injury in the NFL right now is ridiculous. So Devin Neal it is, y'all, and that was really why I scouted him this week. He put up some decent numbers last week. This team is not very good, so, they definitely have to run the football with Tyler Shaw, or Shaw, call it what you will. Talked about Dowdle and the Patriots, but that being said, I think we're close to rounding things out here, my friend. What are your thoughts on the week and shout outs and big love and all of that? Feel free to start with some of that stuff.
Hey man, shout out to you guys, man. You know, man, for keeping this thing rolling, man. We've had an excellent fantasy year. Even if we don't win in our respective leagues, still a good time, still a great time. Thanksgiving is upon us, man. For the people that celebrate, eat good, enjoy yourself, drink good, have a great time, enjoy family. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Shout out to my guys over there at CSP. And again, shout out to you guys, man.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Shout out to the folks at CSP, man. You guys are doing great things over there. So are we. Wednesday night, which is tomorrow. By all means, check us out for some extra sauce.
I'll be tuning in for sure.
Awesome. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. where we talk about the Chicago Bears, the NFL, doomsday preparation, conspiracy theories, aliens, rocks in space. God only knows what we'll be into this Wednesday, but it should be some fun. We will see you there, and we'd love it if you could like, share, and subscribe right here at Keza Canuck. Do the same thing over at the Nomad Network, as well as at CSP and at Sports Chicago Style. Give us all a little bit of love, like, share, and subscribe. We would appreciate that, and it goes a long way. Best part of all, it's free, right? So thank you for all that. Thank you for the participation in Twitch. I'm going to start lighting up extra sauce. I'm going to see what I can do to light up extra sauce on the Twitch side of the world, because I love the interaction and stuff from the Twitch side too. We're getting a lot of respect and a lot of likes, etc., a lot of follows from Twitch. So again, thank you guys over on the Twitch side of the fence for do what we can to start to beef things up over there for you guys as well. But with that being said, man, one more win for the good guys. We're getting close to the end of the season. Save the week, save the season. That being said, Keza Canuck, Superflex Fantasy Football. We out.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.